Hi, my name is Shuli Steele, and I had the privilege of creating the workplace strategy and change management modules as part of this course. Workplace strategy encompasses so many different topics, and we each have different perspectives on it. So, my definition is making decisions with a longer horizon and likely less data than tactical day to day operations. The challenges that we face are numerous, and certainly the pandemic added to the other elements that we needed to consider when developing a fair and equitable place. Job dependencies are a unique element of how I approach workplace strategy. What is place dependent? Manufacturing and distribution, R&D, life sciences, et cetera. Each one of those areas requires special equipment, special settings, clean rooms, but information is process dependent. The office worker isn't mandated to be in a particular space to accomplish their tasks. So we look at more of the manufacture and assembly of knowledge as part of the office worker. And that's one of the challenges and opportunities that we face in developing a workplace strategy. I consider the process having four steps or four elements: occupancy, utilization, discovery, and then capacity planning. Our greatest challenge is the discovery aspect because that is qualitative, while occupancy and utilization are quantitative, relatively easy to collect. One of the areas I'll focus on in my course is talking about paradigms and parameters. What does leadership want? What influence do they want to have over the office, the home, and third spaces? I also talk about journey mapping. Think about how an office ran before the pandemic, what policies were put in place during the pandemic, and now post-pandemic. What does that look like? What are the ideals? What are the realities? What boundaries have we set? And where does a person feel that they belong so they can produce the best work? I also talk about surveys and workshops in my course. Different questions that we ask about people, different questions that we might pose about our place as we move from square foot per person to square foot per event. We also want to look at the individual. What do they get if I come in? And what am I missing if I don't come in? What is that FOMO? What is that fear of missing out? So my course covers that. No question that workplace strategy is foundational. It is supportive of our corporate real estate initiative. It's supportive of the workspace services that we offer. Certainly, we've seen an uptick in reservation applications and the need for it. We also look at project management, something that is waterfall planned. In other words, a lot of the work is done up front. That is an easier way to identify the types of spaces that a workplace might need to offer for its employees. Something that is more agile and more dynamic is a little bit harder to respond to. So we might consider some of those blended environments, and I talk about them in my course. The term hybrid was very popular, but I tend to use the word seamless. Seamless implies not just two, but multiple settings. And in the course, we'll talk about evolution of the term, the value of the term, and the purpose. What are we looking at? What are our goals? I also talk about change management. Just like workplace strategy, there are different approaches to change management. Here are the elements that I think are important: discover, ideate, design, pilot, measure, and improve. And you'll see from the little mountains below, it is recursive. When we do discovery, it's a lengthy process and we have a lot of questions that we might want to pose, but we want to revisit that after we have ideated and perhaps even designed something. So this is very much a cycle of events. Not in my original course, but in the advanced course that I am developing now, will be a deep dive into change management, the processes, the steps, the results, and how to develop a case for change that is successful, that meets the needs of people, that is communicated properly, and that gives you the positive results that you expect. Thanks very much for listening to this mini course, and I hope you'll join me in the full course.